Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. Sims 4 video, just a random speed build. One of my favorite houses in this world. I remember when I first started this game, this was my go-to. I would work up to get there. Sorry about the tree. I stink at that. So this is just a quick before in case you don't remember what Parkshore looked like. I consider this like an old money house. So what I did, I kept it as much as I could the way the original architecture is. I moved some walls, I bumped out some walls, but there are a lot of changes. There's 4 bedrooms, 3 baths. It is an old money house, so it's not cheap. I will show you later when I put it up on the gallery, and it came out to 163,564 simoleons. 163,564 simoleons. Not a cheap house. Lots of packs. I'm sorry. Also, I went with red because you'll see the foundation there is red brick. And I ran with that. And then I thought, wait a minute. I keep saying I'm not going to do red and orange anymore. Why am I doing fall in spring? I have no idea. So I switched it up on the inside. And it became a very blue house. Not a big fan of the color blue, but I think it worked. I hope you guys agree. So how is everybody doing? I hope you're all well. Looking forward to the Easter break coming up. I don't even know if you guys get one anymore. But I do hope everybody's doing well. And I'm so glad you're here with me. If you're interested, please subscribe to my channel if you're interested. It's going to help me out a lot. I'm starting to get desperate here. I keep thinking, well, I can always go back to work. No, I can't. I don't have a car. So I'm stuck. So if you're interested in what I'm doing and you would consider subscribing, that would help me out so much. I would really appreciate it. Like the video if you get to the end. Think it was okay? That would be very sweet of you too. Okay, so I thought while we're waiting here, I would explain a little bit. I'm not sure. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm doing it again, but I have to. It's really muggy and warm here today, so I have the window open a bit, and naturally the rain showers occurred. I finished this house up about a half hour ago. I started it yesterday. And it is raining, so I don't know that you're going to hear the robins, but you might hear the rain. I do have a noise gate, but I don't know how well it works when I'm talking. So that is what you might be hearing in the background. All right. My previous videos, I tried to see how long it would take, or if Belagoth would even die. I was very curious about that. So in those 2 videos, I made quite a few mistakes. And I did apologize for them. But there were a few things that stuck out in my mind. I thought I would discuss them here, if that's okay with everybody. First of all, I did Turkey Day. And I invited them all over, all the townies. Well, most of the townies. And I could not cook the feast, the grand meal. And I thought that it said I didn't have a vegetable. And then when I watched it back, it said that I didn't have a fruit. Very confusing. Turns out the whole problem was I didn't have an oven. I didn't have an oven. I only had a cooktop. And that's why I couldn't cook anything. So I had to make a breakfast. I had plenty of fruit and plenty of vegetables. I even said I think you could only get fruit from trees, and that's not even true, because I had blueberries, raspberries, grapes, strawberries, dragon fruit growing in the garden. That was a big oopsie on my part. I apologize. And then as I was editing the videos and getting ready to do this one just for something to do, I can't stop thinking about Vlad and his love life. I thought that was so cute. I know he's not a popular character, and I think, I may be wrong on this, but I think there's a pretty big divide between who likes the, what would you say, the vampires, and who doesn't. And I think the who doesn't are winning. There are more people who don't care for that pack. I don't know. I certainly didn't care for it. It's not something I'm all that interested in. I did watch one Twilight movie. I tried to read one of her books and I couldn't do it. And I'm sorry, I'm going to sound like a snob here, but my goodness. It was upsetting at the time because I was trying to get into the writing career as well. And I just couldn't figure it out because it just seemed that the people with the least amount of talent were the ones who were the most popular. And it isn't sour grapes. It's that they don't even understand basic English and their books are just flying off the shelves. And that threw me because I would be sitting there editing and editing and editing and editing just one chapter, trying to make it as perfect as I possibly could. And it just didn't work. Nobody was interested. Well, I know in part because I didn't have the money or the resources to sell myself. And that industry has changed so much that you can't just send a hard copy off to a publisher and wait for a response. You can do that, but they rely on you to do all the marketing now, and I just couldn't afford it. So BookBub is one of them. I don't know if anybody's familiar, but just to put your book on there for 1 week, I don't know if it's changed, 1 week of having your book show up on their top, please read this, $500. $800 if you wanted to go for a month or something like that. I can't remember. And I just don't have that kind of money. I never did. But I'm getting off topic. I don't want to talk about that. I just thought it would be kind of interesting to play Vlad and try to get him into a serious romance. And then maybe change him up as I go along. Give him a little bit more compassion. Maybe even turn him into a human. Who knows? So that's the gallery information. It's not cheap house, but I didn't go into this expecting it to be cheap. But it does have 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms, and it's a nice size house. I hope you guys will be as impressed as I tend to be. Well, I've mentioned this before. I always think I'm doing such a bang-up job until I go back and look at it a little closer, and then it's like, oh no, this looks so dumb. I left 2 of the second floor bedrooms not necessarily unfurnished. They're just not bedrooms because they don't have any kids. I made a young couple, and so I stuffed it with items they might need or items they just didn't want to part with. One is like a gym, and the other is a little artsy area. I didn't quite know what their careers or anything were going to be. They're very into plants and the outdoors and kind of an eco lifestyle living, but not too over the top. So I put the entrance on the side. You probably noticed in the speed build, I was trying to figure out the best way to place this house. I wanted to give them a yard, but I don't know that it really matters all that much. It just seems odd to have an old money house on such a small lot. That's why in one of my videos I moved the goth house to the biggest lot. In Willow Creek, was it? Yeah. I got rid of that ugly, the worst house in Willow Creek, and I put the goths there. They need land. to prove that they're wealthy. So yeah, it's very blue. Very blue. Now, the other thing I was thinking about too was working on the pancakes. I did that. I had a Fairy Liz series, and she went around granting wishes, and Eliza wanted to be happy. And so she ended up divorcing Bob because he just would not change. He was so rude and despicable that I gave them a divorce. We went through 3 days of agony because I had a mod for that, and oh my gosh, that was harsh. And then I moved her to the city. I gave her a half-decent apartment, and I helped her to pursue her music career. And that was fun. But this time around, I was thinking, maybe I should just play them and try to get them to come together. It's so hard with Bob, though. She keeps wanting to talk to him or include him in things, and he'll fart in her face. He'll walk away mid-sentence. He'll get angry and start stomping around like a baby. He's tough, and that's why I don't care for him at all. But I figured it might make a good Let's Play, because it is going to take some time. And maybe there is a redeeming quality to Bob. And then I figured if they did actually sit down and carry on a normal, intelligent, mature conversation for even 1 sim minute, I would take him into Cass and change one thing about him. And then I would take her into Cass and change a couple things about her, things like that. I love this living room, I'm sorry. So you'll notice it does seem a lot larger, and it is, because I bumped this side out here. And then I moved the stairs. I kept it double width, but it just seems so much in a house of this size. I left these walls white on purpose. I figure it's a hallway. It really doesn't need anything, and it does need to be bright, especially at nighttime. So this you would call the master bedroom. I struggle with the windows, let me tell you. I always am tempted to just go all around these octagonal things and just put windows on every single wall. I resisted the urge to do that. There's really not too much for them to look out at or see people see in, except in the very front of the house, which I think I blocked rather well in the living room with some plants and stuff, but I added curtains and I can't stand them. So I gave up on the curtains here halfway through. And this is their master bath. Very blue. So it's like a his and hers of just about everything except for the tub. I hope these showers work. I forgot to check. But the wall is high enough for them. So they each get their own commode, their own shower, their own sink, but they share the tub. They don't always take baths, though. I like the bath because it's a good mood changer. If they're sad or tense or upset, just throw them in the bath and give them a bubble bath, and it instantly goes away. So that's the only reason I really have a bath. Unless you have kids, then you need one. Or a pet. And then this is the hallway bathroom. No big deal. I don't know why I show you my bathrooms. I shouldn't, right? Nobody cares about bathrooms. And then this is one of 4 bedrooms. Well, the 3 that are left. And I turned this into like an office area for both of them. Those paintings, if you turn them on, should give you the focus. And I think you would need focus to make videos and work if you're in certain careers. And then I have posters in the next room that are energizing. And that helps with if you're doing the athletic or you want them to build up their athletic. Usually you have to jog for 1 hour while energized, or do a hardcore workout for an hour while energized. Those posters help with that. I think these would be bedrooms, but since they don't have kids, they're just using them at the moment for whatever rooms. So another thing I wanted to mention about my series that I did on Will Belagoth Die I counted the number of times I donated 1,000 simoleons to Bess. Only one time she asked me for 1 simoleon, and I gave her that as well. It was 42 times. So I gave her 42,000 simoleons. She turned gray. I panicked. I'm like, this woman's going to die and I'm not going to get anything out of it. So the next time she asked, I clicked the bottom thing. It said, I'm not going to help you out anymore because you've been dragging me along all this time and I don't see any benefits or whatever. And she went, oh, well, if that's how you feel, here's $2,000. She gave me 2,000 simoleons after all that time. So here's what I was thinking is that maybe if I had kept going until she died, I might have inherited all that money. I don't know. I'm sure other people have done that, so they would know. I've never seen it in a video, and it might be one of them spoilers that nobody really wants to give away the secret to. I don't know. I almost forgot their grill. I have to give my Sims a grill. I like cooking so much. I like cooking about as much as gardening. And I like to pack the refrigerator with a ton of food, even though most of it goes bad. So they have to have a barbecue. So those are my thoughts and my little cleanup of my 2-part series. I hope you liked what I did here. I also hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and remember, subscribe if you're interested. Thank you so much for supporting me. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.